Okay, class, picking up where we left off at, we have another way to approach this division is to factor the numerator, then reduce the fraction. 15x and 12 both has 3 in common. So we will factor out a 3, and we'll be left with 5x plus 4 in a parenthesis. And that will be all divided by 3. These 3's will simplify out and leave 5x plus 4. And that will be the final answer. Now, we scroll down here. It says simplify the radical quotient. It says write any fraction in lowest term. Use the property a over a equals 1 where a is non-zero to simplify. Okay, so let's take a look here. We got 8 plus 6 times the square root of 7 over 10. Now we look here at the square root of 7. There is no perfect square in there. So now we can factor from this 8 and 6. 8 and 6 both has 2 in common. So that would leave us 4 plus 3 times the square root of 7, all over 10. Now 2 and 10 both has 2 in common. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So our numerator we have 4 plus 3 times the square root of 7, all over 5. And that will be our final answer for A. Because up here, just to clarify, we know 1 times anything will leave you what's inside this parenthesis. Now we go here to B. We had 35. Well, first we look under this radical. There's nothing we can factor out. So with 35 and 15, we can factor out a 5. And this would give us 7 plus 3 times the square root of 3. And this would be all over 45. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 45 9 times. And this would give us 7 plus 3 times the square root of 3, all over 9. And that would be it for B. Now we scroll down here to C. Now, if you look at C and D, if you look at both of their radicals, they both have a perfect square in them. So we have to take out the perfect square first before we can do any factoring. So we have 14 minus perfect square in 12 we know is 4. So it'll be square root of 4 times the square root of 3 all over 8. So we have 14 minus the square root of 4 is 2 times the square root of 3 over 8. Now we know 14 and 2 both has 2 in common. So we'll factor out a 2 and we add 7 minus the square root of 3 all over 8. Because we know when we factor out this 2, this would be technically 1 times the square root of 3, which is still the square root of 3. Okay, so now 2 and 8, they both have 2 in common. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. So our final answer will be 7 minus the square root of 3 all over 4. And that will be our final answer for C. Now we come here to D. The highest perfect square in 18 we know is 9. So that would be the square root of 9 times the square root of 2 all over 12. So we have 6 minus the square root of 3 is 3. Square root of 9 is 3 times the square root of 2 all over 12. Now 6 and 3 both has 3 in common. So it'll be 2 minus the square root of 2. And this is all over 12. 3 and 12 both has 3 in common. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So our final answer would be 2 minus the square root of 2 all over 4. And we can leave it like this. Are there any questions? We are done with this video and also this section.